Alright guys, so it's a pleasure to have you guys on the second G-Jitsu Jits Quips podcast focused on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Pleasure to be here, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Welcome guys.
Cheers, Greg.
So let me introduce you guys this time. So we've got Rhys, Cal and Spencer. A bit of background. Rhys, you're a white belt.
Aye.
Cal is here representing the beginner.
I'm the newbie.
The newbie. And then Spencer is our blue belt here. So I just feel like... so blue belt is the level of competency we have here. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Just so you guys know. But
wow.
So I have a question already as
Go
a
on.
newbie.
Go on.
What's the difference between white belt to blue belt to black belt? There's 5 grades, right?
Well, we'll let the most competent person here.
Yeah,
the
please,
veteran can handle
firstly,
it.
please refer to me as Professor.
Right,
First.
master.
Everyone's just tuned out
Blue
right
belt,
now.
blue belt is the one after white belt. It means you have some grasp of the basics,
Right.
And you've been training for between a year and 3 years. Pretty
Right.
much.
Got ya.
That's when you get it normally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you start
So I'm
off.
still
Thank
shit.
you, Professor,
No
for
problem. You're
answering my
welcome.
query.
No worries,
General
mate.
rule of
Anytime.
thumb, it's between about 2 and 3 years between belts. As a general rule of thumb.
So when you first start, you haven't got any belts? You
White
just-
White
belt.
belt.
You get a white belt
You get
just
a
in
white
your
belt.
first class?
Yeah,
Alright.
you do.
Yeah.
Well,
Which
you're
is why-
sold now. Do you fancy it?
Yeah. Sign me up. Do I get a belt? Just me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody gets a belt.
you can say that you're a white belt even if you don't do jiu-jitsu, I
But I've
guess.
done it.
Yeah,
I've rolled.
Technically,
I've rolled with Spence
most
and rolled
people
with
are
you.
white belts.
Yeah.
That's
They
the
just
thing.
don't know it.
Yeah, they just don't know. No.
It's like you get white belts, man. Like, and it's like shit. Like, how are they a white belt?
Yeah.
Someone was saying this the other day. Connor Anderson and Mark Wynn were saying they were at like British No-Gi Open a few years ago, and they were watching these white belts going at it, and they were just like, they are not white belts. It's basically just getting like the coaches like sandbagging. It's like even though they're really good, they won't promote them so they can go and like win like a big title.
You
It's
do
like-
have that, yeah.
It's
You're
like
holding
world
them back a
champion.
little bit.
Yeah, some coaches do hold students back, like just so they can get medals. It's called sandbagging, and it can be quite like because sometimes you do meet like a blue belt, I won't go into stories, but there's some blue belts that I know who like have been training for like 10, 15 years, and it's just like
Mad that.
you're just not a blue belt, are you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nuts, innit?
If you go to a different gym, sometimes that sets you back as well. Like
Yeah.
You start training
Right.
at
Yeah.
a different
Start a
gym.
new place.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to be a white belt. I want to be a white belt as long as possible because
What's the expectation? It's like, yeah, I'm shit, so what? You know, it's great.
I miss being a white belt sometimes. I wish I competed more at white belt because then competition at blue belt is a different ball game. It is like, you know, I do really, really well at white belt, and then blue belt is like you've got to reset again, you know, because you go through that mental journey of like before you start jiu-jitsu, you think you're going to walk in there because you're a fit lad. You're going to be like, I'm going to be pretty good at this. I'm going to be all right.
Yeah.
And then you have reality comes and smacks you in the face and chokes you unconscious.
Yeah.
And you're like, fucking hell, I don't know anything actually. I'm shit. I need to build myself up. And then you get to blue belt and you're like, I know a little bit.
Yeah.
I know a little bit. And then you start competing and you're like, fucking hell, these
Yeah.
guys are so much better than me. And I think it's just a constant cycle, isn't it? Really?
Yeah,
Just,
it really is amazing, just those little techniques you learn, even when you took me. Like you said, you think you can just come in and like, yeah, I've got stamina, you know, I've got a bit of strength, I can wrestle my way. But just those little things like the guard and all that stuff
The
that you learn.
frame.
Yeah, the frame, sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. Just those little things to keep that space, that distance between you to give you some movement where you'd never really think of that.
frames are really fundamental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
That's it.
the average person has no idea how little they know, if that makes sense. Like, and I have it. I see it a lot in because I work in security. I see it a lot in like real world street situations. Like, I can count on 2 hands for the amount of times I've had to get really hands on with someone in about 2 years because I try and de-escalate in conflict resolution, and I'm not a knobhead.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, it's a takedown mount, and then that person in bottom mount just goes.
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah,
like, I've never
exactly.
been here. I can't get up.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And that's it.
Exactly.
It's over. You just relax. You
So
let
you
go,
can't
like,
breathe.
That's it.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause
Like,
it's the panic.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when you're in a class, it's different because, like, it's uncomfortable as fuck, but, like, you're sort of consenting to that because you know what you're getting yourself in
You
for.
know you're in a class.
You're on the street, man. You've just been thrown on concrete, and you got a big dude just sat on your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I had one.
mad.
I had one on Saturday. I didn't know whether to talk about this on here, but I guess I am.
Go on.
And he was standing outside the gate, going, "I'm going to kill you. Your kids are not going to see you in the morning. I'm going to run through this place, and no one's going to stop me." And in the end, he just went to like go over the barriers. So I just thought, I'm not getting in a boxing match with this guy. Just took him down, double leg, mount, and literally, he just immediately was on the ground like.
Yeah, exactly. Just loss of control,
Like,
and then he's like,
eyes open like that, like just never been in that situation before.
you
in
knew
his
he was
life,
fucking
you know.
mate, 'cause you could have just started throwing down.
Well, that's what
And
I mean.
what could
you
he
know,
do?
I was just there. I was just there in mount, just waiting until he sort of realised the situation he was in. I sort of just was like, "Are we finished?"
Was he a big dude or
Yeah.
what?
Fully grown man.
You know,
I probably-
size-wise?
I'm a big guy. I probably had about 10, 15 kilos on him. He was probably about 95, 90
He's
kg.
still a big dude,
Big
though,
fella.
isn't
I
he?
can't let him swing at me. You know, like he's a full grown man. Like, you know, but
Yeah.
yeah, still, it was just. It is funny sometimes when people like have that reality hits them in the face. And
Yeah.
it happened to me when I first walked in. You know, I was like, I'm a big athletic guy. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna throw these guys around. You know, and then you
Yeah.
realise that's
Pretty
just
quick.
not true
Yeah.
at all. You know.
That's a good segue into the theme of this episode. So, the theme of this episode is how to prepare for your first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu session and what to expect.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I could not do your job. Like, so for me,
I think you could.
I couldn't. It's night
I mean,
I
I
think
mean,
you've got the perfect temperament for it. I think it's more about not having an ego, which I think jiu-jitsu
De-escalating.
helps with. You know,
Yeah.
you've got to be able to stand there and let someone tell you that, you know, all this and that and not do it. I think you could do it.
You
okay.
can test it out later. We'll all just abuse him and see how long it takes
I
him to
will.
snap.
No, don't do that.
He's already getting wound up.
It would be the stress. The stress factor for me is, I wouldn't be able to cope with that on the regular. But yeah, maybe I could. And I just wanted to say, because I did mention Anthony, didn't I, already? He couldn't make the show. So it's a nice sunny day out there today. And
He'll be in a beer garden somewhere.
well, aside from martial arts, he's a competitive tanner. So he needed
Wow.
to take the opportunity today to work on his tan.
Soak
Okay.
up the sun.
He needs to
Really?
get his injections of tannin oil, everything.
Really? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Every chance he gets.
thought it was
So
just a
anyway,
bodybuilder.
yeah, all the best with that,
Like a bodybuilder.
Anthony.
I can't tell if this is a joke or
I
not.
know. Yeah, I
really
can't.
can't
I've never heard it. I think it's legit.
I wish it was.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
So,
do.
how to prepare for your first session in Jiu-Jitsu. So what I've done is I've written a list, and I think rather than, you know, try and keep it a bit more focused, I'll just run down the list, and this is what I think you need to think about if you're thinking about coming to a session, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but I think it was about 10 plus years that I had it at the back of my mind, right? Oh yeah, I'd like to do that, you know. I think when I was about 22, my mate was doing MMA, and he showed me a couple of techniques. He showed me a triangle, not a technique. He showed me how to do a triangle, no setup or anything, and yeah. So since then, I sort of had it at the back of my mind that I would like to do that, but I never actually thought how to go about it or made any moves to
For 10 years.
10 plus years. Yeah.
He'd be a black belt by now.
I know.
Yeah,
imagine.
in your mind.
Imagine what you could be, Greg.
Right? Yeah.
Started it from day one.
So let me just
Better late than never, though.
100%.
have a look at this.
Why have you picked up the box as well? He's just
Don't wanna put it on the floor.
flexing.
Platform, yeah.
don't wanna put it on the
Brand new
floor.
MacBook there.
Sponsored by MacBook.
Yeah. Straight out of the box.
Okay, so this is the list. So find a gym, make contact with the gym, go to a session. For the session, you warm up, then you find a partner and learn the techniques, learn a technique from the coach. Then you roll. So when you roll, I put take it easy and accept your fate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can tell people that all you want, but they still won't. You've got to give it your all and get crushed and have that realization for yourself.
And be prepared for like closeness as well. That's what I realised, because it is for people. Yeah, because like from boxing and sparring, it's kind of like more at a distance. But it's surprising, like when we went and it was like, all right, mount me. It was like, what? All right, you know, because it's quite intimate, isn't it? Because you really get up close to each other. So it's kind of come with an open mind.
Come with an open mind.
Open that before I was stood up with Gray, and we were sort of like stood up, shitty cartage and everything, and then but we were sort of head to head, you know, sort of fighting for position. And it's like you literally are like right in each other's faces.
Yeah, talk about personal space.
Yeah.
Like
Mate, if you're Kimura-ing someone from north south, your balls are on their head.
Yeah. But that's it.
I've been rolling and our lips have gone like that. Literally, like that's happened.
Was that? Did we just kiss?
You just like just carry on. Like, pretend that didn't
We are
happen.
really putting off people from starting Jiu-Jitsu.
I don't know, we might start attracting some of the
I think there'll be a
BDSM
subsection of
people.
people who are very excited about coming to Jiu-Jitsu now.
No, it is amazing. Like every time I've been, it's been awesome.
I think you get over that very quickly.
Yeah.
I think
And it's
the idea of being that close to a man, I think it can put some lads, especially the type of macho guys who are like, I'm not doing that gay shit. You know, but I think as soon as you get there and you realise that man is like trying to simulate murdering you, that goes out your mind because you're just doing survival mode then when you first start.
And that's the same for women as well, females, because I know they might think, you know, it's sort of very close contact with a lot of men, and I can understand that obviously generally more vulnerable than we are, and just anyone who's listening, like there is literally nothing less sexual going. It's just the last thing that would ever go through your mind. Like you know, man, like we're sweaty, we're covered, like we stink.
You're just trying to survive, really.
Like,
exactly.
All we want to do is like we just want to do this and go home, like make friends, like.
And there are women's classes out there. If there are women who are like uncomfortable with the idea of that for whatever reason,
I understand that.
Could have some very valid reason for that, you know. And there are women's classes out there as well, specifically for women. So I know there's one at Sukata's gym over in Liverpool. His wife Ty runs one there.
That's generally how it is. Where like if like the coach's wife gets to a decent level and they start putting on like women's only classes. Like Trident did a women's only open mat last month, and it was massive.
It was a good turnout, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. There was a few dozen people there. There's fucking loads.
I want to do an episode of this where I get the ladies from the gym in here, because when I want to know what they expect from us when say like they have to roll with us, like would they prefer to just only roll with women, and also like how hard you should go with them. I'm completely ignorant to it, so I would like to find that out, so I'll be
I think best thing is just communication. Just ask, just say what you know.
It's a fine line, isn't it? Because you know, you roll with women, you don't want to like
treat them like a baby.
If they want to, exactly. You don't want to baby them. If they're significantly weaker than you don't want to like just crush them. But equally, you don't want to disrespect them
because you want to train them. Exactly, that's the whole point.
We get a good balance with the girls in this gym at RGA Chester. Very well.
RGA is correct.
RGA Gracie Academy. Come on for me. But yeah, we've got a good balance with the women in here. We have really good roles, and it's you know, respectful, but we are going for it, but just not being dickheads as well. So I think we get it right.
Absolutely.
I wish I could distill that into advice, but I can't.
What did you say?
I can't even remember, mate. It was 10
He
seconds.
wishes he could
You wanted
distill
to-
it.
No, he says
His
this place
advice.
has got it really good, that measure between, you know,
Yeah, we get the balance
men and
right
wrestling,
between
it's like
like
perfect.
you know respect.
Yeah, just ask. Communication. is key.
Communication,
Like
yeah.
anything, just speak. Like, you know, you just someone might have a competition coming up and it's like, you know, give me the smoke. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like but at the same time, you know, like anybody, someone might be injured. But
Yeah.
that's probably on them to say. You don't want to be a dick.
Exactly.
You don't want to try and get a confidence boost by oh yeah, I've got 30 kilos on this on this little
And it's
the
like that as
smaller
well, just
person
to
here.
You're
touch
gonna
on
go for a
quickly.
fucking Ezekiel from Mount, like you're probably not. Are you?
Yeah.
Just go for someone else.
It's ridiculous.
Because it's quite
Yeah.
instinctive as well, because when we were rolling, it was like we were saying, should we go 80%, should we go 100%, should we go 50%? But sometimes it just like you go light and you kind of feel it, and then if you're in a position, I go 100% to get out of that position, but then calm it down again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like you go into it 100% all the time, because sometimes you have to rest.
Yeah.
So it's like you go in, little play there. It's like, I really want to try and get out of this. So you're giving it your everything, but then you bring it back down. And it's quite nice to just follow your instinct on that.
Yeah. You get
Yeah.
better at that with experience as well.
You do.
I rolled with a lady that comes to this gym. Is it Louise?
What does she look like?
She's very tall.
Lucy.
Lucy. Yeah, that was cool, man, because she's a blue belt.
Yeah, she's fucking good as well.
And she beat me. Yeah.
She's like, I mean, in fairness to Lucy, like she is also incredibly strong. Like I mean, I hate to use the strong excuse, but like, you know, she used to be like
Yeah.
a bodybuilder and stuff. Like she's
Okay.
really strong. Very good at jiu-jitsu as well.
Very good, yeah. But that brings me to a point that we were talking about before, like white belts and blue belts. Like when I roll with a blue belt, I'm still nowhere near them. I think there's a couple that that I might be close to, but that's when there's the sort of spread. They were at the lower end of the blue belt. But if someone's like, I rolled with a guest that came to Trident martial arts gym for the open mat the other day. It was a friend of Mark.
Mark Wynn.
The one, the short haired
Purple belt.
guy. Yes.
Yeah.
It was his friend, and he was a blue belt. And then I rolled with him, and he absolutely smoked me. It was like a different style that I was used to, because he's from a different gym. He's from the east. Like
That happens as well sometimes.
Different styles.
Yeah, you get used to the guys in your own gym. You go to a different gym and they're doing things that you don't train very
Yeah.
well. You can have it both ways. Like when I went
Yeah.
to Trident, I trained with some of your guys. Like I had that where I was finding some of my stuff that wasn't working well in here was working well there, and equally I was getting caught with stuff that I hadn't had much experience with. It's like you can, you develop your own styles, don't you?
It's good though, because it broadens your horizons,
Exactly.
isn't it?
Yeah. Everyone learning, getting better.
So I asked him how long he'd been training for, and it was 5 years.
Ah,
So he's blue belt training for 5 years.
he must be right on that cusp of purple as
That
well.
was I was
yeah,
going to
yeah.
say. How long does it usually take on average, like to level up, or could you do it faster than that, or is like 4 years? Like
Depends on how much time, how
normal?
much you train.
Yeah.
If you're training like Big Joe, who you rolled with, didn't you?
Yeah.
He got his blue belt in like 9 months, but he
Oh,
trains
really?
like 6-7 days a week.
Yeah.
full on.
He fucking lives for it,
Yeah.
and you can tell because he's really good.
Yeah,
You've got guys who've trained for like 6-7 years and just get their blue belt. But our coach, one of our coaches, Luke, he has only been training for 3 years, maybe 3.5, and he's a brown belt.
Yeah.
That'd normally take you 8 to 10 years.
Is that one under
most
black?
People, one under black. Most people never get there, but
He
you know,
competes like professionally.
competes
Really?
professionally. Yeah,
But
and,
that's
like
it.
we fought on grapple.
it all
Fest a
depends
while
on your
back,
kind
won.
of level of commitment to it, how much you train.
It's the beauty of jiu-jitsu. I think it's what makes it so appealing for people who do it, is because there's no bullshit. It's like, just because you pay your membership fees for a couple of years and turn up every now and then doesn't mean you're going to get progression. You've got to actually be
Put in the
able to
work.
do jiu-jitsu. So you know that when you meet someone and they say, "Oh, I'm a purple belt," you know
Yeah.
they're pretty fucking good at jiu-jitsu, probably.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like some other martial arts where you can have a black belt and have absolutely no idea how to handle yourself. Like,
I've never encountered a shit purple belt.
never. No, I haven't. No.
Because if you're not good, like generally, people compete a lot in this compared to like other sort of martial arts. We compete a lot. It's like if you're getting smoked all the time, you're probably not going to get promoted for a while, unless if you're older, other sort of factors to consider. If you say you're a blue belt and you're losing, you're just getting absolutely just rained down on. You're not turning up much. It's like, well, that's the sort of level you're at.
Yeah,
it's not a bad thing.
Whereas in some other martial arts, just by turning up and paying your membership,
doing
your forms, and not to shit on people who do that, because people can do whatever they want, and if it helps you, get fit and be confident and you're having fun, that's what matters. But if you're talking about like real world application, your actual ability to fight, that's where it gets a bit tricky. And
I think it's quite cool that they guard those belts quite
well,
because
it
it's like you've really earned it, not just like, oh, you've been showing up.
You're representing the gym.
Well done.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, no, you have to really earn this because you're representing the gym.
The gym and the coach as well. Because generally you'd say like lineage is such a big thing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
It's like, who does you get like with black belts? Who does you get it from?
Yeah.
Because it's a relatively sort of new martial art. It's like generally people can trace it back to the grey season about sort of like 5 or 6 steps. But then it's like, who does you get your black belt from? And then but then obviously because you're representing this person, like if you're a coach, you've worked so hard to get to this level. You've got your own gym. Yeah. You don't want to be giving someone a belt that you don't deserve, and they're going to go out there representing your gym and getting absolutely just blitzed all the time. It makes you look bad.
Yeah, shine bad on the coach.
It does.
They want to protect. Yeah.
Especially if they're still competitive. Like Harry still competes now. He was on Grapple Fest last month, won his match, smoked the guy. He was just put on a clinic basically. But if he has guys who are like purple belts or brown belts who just aren't at that level, then is it going to make him look bad as a competitor as well as a coach?
Exactly. That he's gave the okay, and it's like, nah,
it's a double-edged sword sometimes as well with that, because it's great that we keep it legitimate and like people within the community know that like if you're a purple belt, you're probably pretty fucking good, you can handle yourself. But it's funny for people outside of it, because like people ask you about your hobbies and they're like, oh yeah, I'm a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and they're like, oh, my nephew's a black belt. It's like in Taekwondo. But they just think, oh, he goes for years, he posts on his Instagram, he's a fucking blue belt, like Jesus Christ, that's one above white. But it's like people within, they know, like it is hard to get, but it is funny.
So I just want to elaborate a bit on the preparation for anybody that's watching and who is considering it. The way I got to my first session was I met Seth. He trains at RGA. He's a brown belt. I think he was a purple belt back then. And he came to Climbing Hut, where I work, with his kids. And I got to talking to him, asked him why he wasn't climbing. Then I asked him what his sport was, and he said Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I was like, I've always wanted to do that.
For 10 years.
I'd be able to beat you up if I went 10 years ago, but no, I can't.
So, and he was like, straight away, why don't you come? And I was like, yeah, okay, I will. And I've got a thing where if I say that I'm going to do something, like I have to do it.
Yeah.
Or if I absolutely can't do it, then I'll cancel as soon as I know, just out of respect. But
integrity important.
Pardon?
Integrity.
Showing
up, acting in accordance with your words.
I agree. Yeah.
True martial artist.
True martial artist. I was born for this. No. So
preparing for a decade.
Mentally.
So that's the thing. If you're thinking about doing jiu-jitsu, think about it for 10 years. And then eventually,
when you're past it,
and then you'll be ready.
So I got his information, contact, and set it up. And he said that he let him know when I was going to go, and he'd come, make sure I was there. So I went along to a session. He was there. He wasn't training because I think he was injured at the time. But I joined in with a session, and straight away fell in love with it. So that's how I got into it. So I met someone who was already affiliated with a gym, and that helped me.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. Let me have a look. What's it done?
Just some minor technical issues, by the way.
I imagine we'll edit
Nothing
this
to
out.
worry about, viewers.
Yeah.
Maybe edited out. It may not.
All right. So, yeah. So where was I? Yeah. So I met somebody. It was a chance meeting, right? If I'd have never met Seth, I'd still be thinking about doing it probably.
For another 10 years.
10 years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you loved it straight away. You said as soon as you came in.
Yeah, I enjoyed the session. I enjoyed the way they taught the technique, and I enjoyed the rolling. So maybe we can encourage somebody that is thinking about it, that hasn't had the chance encounter with somebody that does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So the first thing on the list is find a gym, right? Call up, Google RGA Chester, Google Trident martial arts gym.
Depends on where you live and wherever you're watching it. Just sort of, if you go on Google Maps and type in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, see what comes up and what's nearest to you.
I think that's the key, because I think you can get caught up, apparently for up to 10 years, in thinking about like where you can start.
I didn't even get that far. No. I just thought, I'd like to.
A lot of people, when they start anything new, they think, what's the best place? I want to go there. And I think that's great, But
you're a white belt, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you need to think what's the closest place. Because I used to train at Sukata's over in Liverpool. That's where I started, and because I knew one of the guys in there. Again, I think mutual friends is how you get in, isn't it, for most people? But I loved it. It was great, really great coaching. I loved everything about it. But I live 3 minutes away from where we are right now. I can basically see my house, and I realised that there was a RGA 600 yards from where I live, and I thought I can get there 5-6 times a week so easily. Whereas getting over to Liverpool was like I was making it 2-3 times. So I think proximity, honestly, is the best thing, because it's all about consistency with Jiu-Jitsu and just
the best gym is the one that you can go. It's the one that you can get to and go to. The one that you will go to.
And then I came here and realised it was amazing. I love RGA.
Yeah.
So realised people might see this.
Took a while there, didn't it?
That's okay.
Jesus.
You came because it was close, but you stayed because it's mint.
Yes, exactly. That's what I should have said. Sorry, Steve.
Shout out to RGA Chester again for letting us use the gym. Steve, what a legend.
Cheers, Steve.
He said he's happy to help. So
Steve's a hero. He just wants to spread the good word of Jiu-Jitsu.
I get that feeling. Yeah.
Just good vibes all around, really.
Good vibes.
I'd met him on the last one. He was on the way out. I was on the way and just said hello. He just seemed like a nice guy, Yeah, simple as. Obviously, very nice for him to let us reprobates loose in his gym.
Yeah. So you found a gym that you want to go to, then make contact, right? Find out the scheduling.
That's important, because sometimes schedules will change. So you'll look at like a gym's page, and then you go, that's not quite right, because I know that I know when their classes are on. I know there's such and such on, and it says there's a class on here and there's not a fucking class on here. Yeah. So you don't want to turn up there and there's like no one there.
I've done that a few times. That's why I accidentally did like 3 hours of Muay Thai. I just turned up to an MMA gym when the schedule said they were doing Jiu-Jitsu, and then I was like, oh fucking hell, I'm here now,
Yeah.
Might as well.
Go for it.
I think the main.
Horrendous.
I think you can go into so much detail on this, and the best thing to do is find someone who does Jiu-Jitsu and go with them, because they will be desperate to take you.
Yeah.
Like, everyone who trains knows how much of an impact it's had on their lives in terms of how positive it's been. Yeah. And you just want to share that with people. You just want other people to have that, that self-confidence and that self-belief and that competition that I think is so natural and necessary as men. And women, for everyone. But I think find someone who does it and they'll drag you there pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. I've dragged dragged loads of people.
You drugged?
I've drugged and
Turn
dragged.
the cameras off!
I had a bit of a sore arse the other day.
Yeah. Is that what happened?
Greg, this is a sting. You're under arrest. That's what I was waiting for.
Let's be clear.
We've got him, guys.
I've never drugged anybody.
Yeah, he pays people to do it, so technically he doesn't.
Yeah, it's handy clean.
All right, so you go into your first session. What do you need for that session? Okay.
Panic button for when you encounter Greg.
Okay.
Sorry, mate.
It's all right.
This won't drop now. This is a
First session. I recommend getting like a gum shield or a mouth guard straight away.
Definitely.
Before you go, you get them for like 10-15 quid in like Sports Direct. Obviously,
Amazon.
Yeah.
if you want to then get like a custom made one, hook up Seth from Trident. He's a dentist, so he'll make you one. It'll be really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably need to do that myself. Mouth guard's great because you catch the odd sort of like knee or elbow or just anything, and generally people like having all the teeth.
Yeah.
I learned that lesson the hard way. Took
Yeah.
a couple knees to the chin, smashed my teeth and all that. Like,
Did you?
You can bite your tongue as well. Like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
or the inside of your cheeks.
Yeah, because again we're putting people off, but yeah,
It happens,
Contact
but
sport.
it
Yeah.
doesn't happen very often.
no,
Yeah.
But for like I'll go whole sessions without anything
Oh, yeah.
happening. But it's that just in case, and like if your teeth fuck up, like it's not good, right?
no.
If you chill out, you're probably gonna be alright. If you go in
Yeah.
like balls to the walls when like the limbs are flying,
Yeah,
which sometimes you want those rounds, but you do.
yeah, you do need them every now and then.
But you don't want to be catching
No.
like elbows
But
and
I think
shit.
No,
I
exactly.
think in terms of kit,
Unnecessary.
just a compression top is a must really.
Is that what it's called? The tight.
Like a rash
Yeah,
guard,
rash
yeah.
guard. Well, yeah, rash
Rash
guard.
guard.
Compression, but
And
that'd be
leggings.
really good.
If
the
not,
legs.
just wear the t-shirt, but one which you don't mind getting like stretched.
Yeah.
Like 'cause I've rolled before and I sort of like just t-shirts where I'm having like a mess about my mates,
Yeah,
and they just get like just misshapen. So it's
Yeah.
like don't wear something that like you like.
Yeah.
yeah,
Shorts, throw some shorts on. I mean, you want to get some proper gear, but don't point buying the gear if you're not
no,
gonna like it.
don't spend hundreds of pounds on
But
geese before you have
The issue is,
Mm-hmm.
if your shorts have pockets on and like fingers and toes get caught in them. But if it's your first couple of classes,
yeah.
that
Make-
shouldn't be an issue.
Make
Yeah.
sure your nails are trimmed so you're not scratching people by accident.
Yeah. Brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth. Your
Yeah.
breath and stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't
bit of hygiene,
smell.
yeah.
But good hygiene. Like no,
If you're a builder or a plumber or something, like just go and have a shower
Have a shower
first, because
before,
you
yeah.
don't be turning up there with like all
No.
grease and
no one wants
Yeah.
to spar with that sweaty guy. No,
and not just that, it's
no
the
one wants
mats,
Greg's
it's the
chest
mats
out
as
in their
well.
face.
Yeah. The mats.
You know,
Yeah.
like our mats are like light grey, and it's so if someone's showing all the oil on them, like, you ruin this place,
Yeah.
and they're not cheap.
But I wouldn't stress about that too much. Just I think it's more important to just get down, get there, meet people, give it a go, see what it's actually like. I don't think you know what something's like until you do it.
No.
I think
Yeah.
you can think about it and obsess over it for upwards
Yeah.
of 10 years.
Yeah.
But
Just do
when you
it.
finally go, I think you find all those anxieties, any worries or concerns just go away, don't they? You just go, all right, I know where I am now, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing. But
Make
I
sure
know.
you tell everyone that it's my first class,
Yeah.
because you don't want someone to just think, oh, he's a drop in from somewhere else, or someone else like another beginner doesn't realise. Like
Yes.
make sure So it's my first class.
That's another
The
good
coach
piece
is
of
probably
advice.
going to make it known. So it's like,
Yeah.
as in, he's new here. Don't throw him around because
Yeah.
like show him some bits. It's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Show him some bits, because you
Yeah.
can still get your arse kicked in a very gentle way.
Yes.
So then you realise like, oh yeah, this stuff's really good. But then as well, like they're being like gentle,
Yeah.
because they're not trying to like throw you around or prove anything, because they don't need to. They can twist you up with no
Exactly.
effort
I think
required.
that's exactly how you have to be with new people. I think from the other side of it, like
You've got to show them it works.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that because I went through a phase when I was a really new blue belt where I loved the idea of like being able to show someone something. So like when new people would come in, I'd be like super nice and I'd be like, maybe I'd sweep them, but that'd be about it, and I'd let them get side control, let them get mount, and maybe let them get the sub that they've been working on in the
Oh,
day.
don't have the sub, man.
Exactly.
No.
Because after the roll, so many times those guys would be like, I'm the dog's bollocks.
Jiu-Jitsu
And I'm just-
completed
yeah,
it.
Jiu-Jitsu completed.
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu doesn't even work. And I'll be there like, oh no, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So now I just, you've got to
Balance
let
it
them
out.
feel it a little bit, haven't you? You've got to like pin them down and make them know that they can't get up for a little bit, and don't rip submissions or anything. But I think it's important for people when they first start. They need to realise that it works without being a dick.
Yeah.
Wait till at least the second session before you go knee on belly.
Yeah, yeah.
There's one thing that I would recommend, like speaking from experience, is now whoever I roll with, I'll always ask them what belt they are, because like if you go in and it's a no-gi session and you don't know the people there, you don't know if you're rolling with a white belt or a brown belt, right?
Yeah. You'll spot a purple belt though, because everything they wear will be purple.
Yeah. And they won't warm up.
Open mat today, there was like 20 people there, and 3 of them were like purple belts wearing like purple gear.
Yeah.
Spot them a mile off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason I would ask what belt they are to know is to know what you're in for, right? Mm-hmm. So as a white belt, if I'm going up against a blue belt, I know it's going to be scrappy. I know they're going to go for the subs, and I know that they're going to beat me, and it's going to be quite rough, right? If they're a purple belt, I know that like whatever I try, they're going to be one step ahead of me, and it's going to be less rough. And then a brown belt is like the same, just better, even better again.
The better they are, then the less intense they have to be. Because like, if you're rolling with a brown belt, as long as they're not like massively smaller than you, where they've got to sort of turn up the intensity, they can just it's like a cat playing with the food.
Yeah.
Like they can just do whatever they want. Like just you can go as hard or as soft as you want, and they can just sort of laugh it off. They haven't got to sort of try and match your intensity to beat you.
Yeah.
They can just do whatever.
They're quite comfortable, yeah. With
Yeah,
it,
they can just go
comfortable.
whatever, spaz out all you want, go as hard as you want. I'll just wait until you just make an obvious mistake and then just use that.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, like they're on your back and you're like, oh shit. You've used all your energy and they're just on your back strangling you. Which is great though.
I remember the first time I rolled with
Definitely.
my coach, Steve. It was a while ago now, but I just remember that I don't think he ever breathed out his mouth. I think it was just total like, just so like he could have been reading a newspaper, and I'm fighting for my life.
He probably was reading the newspaper.
Yeah, like I'm sweating. I'm like in a fight or flight situation. I feel like I'm being attacked by a bear, but he's just like he could be having a cup of tea.
And that's where you see the art of the sport and like
Yeah.
how real it really is when you see that sort of thing where you are blowing out your ass, just like going for it, and then that other person's just like,
just
you had
so
that bit.
relaxed.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
just so proper.
On the last session that we did, it was like you were gassed, right? And I just wasn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it is just learning those little techniques and seeing how.
The experience. That's just the experience. Like that's the difference between no training and 9 months training.
Yeah. Exactly. Because you just compensate with brute force and
Yeah.
aggression when you're not trained. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't realise instead of all that tugging and pulling, you could have just done that. You know what I mean? Just like a little move or just that, like stuck to the ground. It's like.
And that's the techniques.
Yeah, it's all techniques. Whereas
You can't go 100% for more than 40 seconds.
you're knackered.
when you haven't
You're
really
just
It's
exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is tough. It's when you're having those rounds and so many scrambles.
Yeah.
But then you sort of stop for a moment, like you'll sort of get back to your feet and then sort of like, and then you go again.
Yeah.
Because you,
that's
it just
what's-
takes it out of you.
That's what's
It does.
funny as well, because like sometimes when you roll with someone who's almost brand new, it can almost be harder than rolling with like somebody who's been training for like 9 months. Like for the first 30 seconds, you're like, fucking hell, I'm actually finding it kind of difficult to deal with this guy.
Because you're not
Like-
used to it.
Like Matt from Man to Man when he came, because he doesn't really train, he's done like a few sessions, but he's a very fit athletic guy.
Yeah.
And I remember we started sparring, and I remember for the first 30 seconds thinking, he's really giving me a run for my money here. That's crazy. And then obviously he ran out of steam, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
because like
Yeah,
you
he's
just haven't
just
figured
doing-
out how to
He's blowing his
regulate
load.
your energy yet. Yeah,
They're going like competition intensity.
yeah, 100,000%.
From the
Yeah.
get-go.
As soon as you get on top or something, it's just the fight's gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
You take the fight out of them in a way, because they're just like, oh shit, what do we do now?
Yeah.
So all the flailing in the world, as long as you base on top, there's nothing they can do.
No.
Then then the adrenaline sort of wears off a bit.
Yeah.
I've had the same, like my first class, when you're rolling, and it's like, Christy, her name is, I think she's a purple belt now, over in Next Gen in Liverpool. I rolled with her, and she just did whatever she wanted to do. So like, she wanted to arm on me, triangle on me, take the back rear naked choke.
Done.
It's like,
hard, isn't it?
whatever you try and fight it off, and she's just like, just so calm.
Yeah.
It's just,
That's it. It's mad.
you could pretty much play bingo.
Yeah.
And then like, someone could just shout, oh yeah, do that, and she
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to do it because
Twist
there was
somebody up.
nothing I could do. And it's that helplessness.
Yeah.
But you've got to learn to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like it, once someone's like strangling you, just tap out,
Just tap
and you're
out,
good.
yeah.
They let go,
Yeah.
and you're fine. Like, you're not gonna
And
die.
it's such an experience to have that. You know what I mean? To feel that.
Yeah.
I think
Because
that,
if they don't, you're fucked. That's the point. But
Yeah.
obviously, you trust in each other.
Yeah.
I think that is the beauty of it. That you have to feel completely like helpless and powerless before you can then build yourself back up.
Yeah.
I think that's true of a lot of things, and jiu-jitsu is just one of the ways that you can express that, get through that.
Yeah. That's probably all the gear stuff sorted, isn't it? Basically,
Well,
athletic equipment, mouth guard.
I wanted to say I wear a sports cup, which I
Yeah.
might be one of the only guys in the gym that does.
Yeah.
But I'm not fucking dealing with those knee slices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like people do get caught, and I'm like, do you know what? Like you're not allowed to in competition.
You're not allowed to wear the guard.
Wear the sports cup.
If you're going for like an armbar or something, you can effectively use that as extra leverage.
Right. Yeah.
Because so
And if you get the back as well.
you got like extra leverage sort of like under the elbow, haven't you?
But when I'm training, I don't know why
It's uncomfortable, when you're when you're against somebody who's wearing a cup. It can be very uncomfortable. Just digs into you.
yeah, it's uncomfortable getting smashed in the balls though, isn't it? Rupture in a
It's either me or
testicle.
you. Yeah.
It was after the first / last podcast. I was rolling with Morgan. Morgan from Trident.
Maybe
You'll know him. And I had him in a triangle, and I went to I couldn't quite get the angle, so I sort of loosened it a little bit to make an adjustment to cut it. As he did it, he ripped his arm out right over me balls, and that's the first and only time I've ever tapped out whilst having somebody else in a submission. I had him in a fucking locked-in triangle. Then he ripped his arm half out right over me ball, and it was just.
Mate.
I was on the floor, rolling on the floor, just.
Ouch.
Yeah, some people.
I see why you do it.
Yeah.
Another one is ear guards. So I'm again one of the only people at the gym to wear ear guards, but I'm gonna wear them because I trained once without them, and my ear swelled up just there, not the whole ear puffed up, but I felt the swelling, and I'm I want to do everything I can to not
Minimise the
trauma
damage.
to my ears.
First class though. I'd say if it's first class, that's a bit much really, because you're not going to go and buy a sports cup and a head guard for your first class. Because if you don't like it,
I think
then you've dropped 50 quid and
just fucking go.
mouth guard,
That's ultimately it.
Mouth
Get a feel
guard.
for it.
Like if you get it in the balls, which you probably won't, you'll be alright for 5 minutes, probably.
Yeah.
Trust me, guys. Ear guard.
You're not gonna
It's the health and
Get it.
safety. Everyone
No,
see what
yeah,
I mean about it.
you're not gonna get cauliflower ear
Proper,
on your first session.
Trust me.
Exactly.
Especially definitely if you're not, as long as you chill out and you're not, you're not.
Yeah.
But teeth, mouth guard, but
Also,
first session, I would.
Because I
wouldn't say
came to
that.
first one, I didn't have anything. I didn't have mouth guard, ear guard, or whatever
Yeah,
called it, cup or nothing.
Yeah,
And I was fine.
that's standard you though, Cal, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Adrenaline
Unprepared
junkie.
as fuck.
Hurt me. I just wanted to get hurt.
So, guys, I want to wrap it up now, but I wanted to say, because I had a thought recently, and I realised part of the reason that I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu so much, and it ties in with sort of issues that have followed me from the way I was treated as a child through to adult life. So through my adult life, I've struggled with feelings of worthlessness. And I can imagine that that's a very common thing to struggle with for people, right? So
100%.
So struggled with feelings of worthlessness, and then a couple of years ago I had the realization about value, my own value and everybody's value, and that it's intrinsic. So the value comes from inside, and it's there for everyone, but it needs to be realized, right? So that's another thing to talk about.
I think on that, and Cal will probably be able to talk about this a lot because he does a lot of work with men's self-development, self-improvement and stuff, which is something that I'm very passionate about as well. I think a lot of the worthlessness comes from a sense of a lack of competence for young people. And I think one of the reasons why Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu also really helped me with that is because it's so visible. Like when you go there, you realise that you are at kind of that rock bottom in terms of your competence level. And then the more you train, the more you go, the more you turn up, the better you get. It's undeniable, you know, of that. I couldn't do anything to these people a month ago, now I can. And the next month I can do a bit more, next month I can do a bit more. It's like really easily identifiable, like progress, and you can't help but create a sense of competence and confidence. Like you can see your own abilities getting better, and I think that's one of the reasons why it really helped me with that same thing actually.
So from my experience, I had the value as intrinsic realization. So from my analogy is that I had this realization very recently, which all tied it together, which helped me to understand why I've struggled with these feelings through my adult life. But if you've got an object which isn't worth anything, okay, you'll throw it on the ground, you know, it doesn't matter if it breaks. So I think that when I was mistreated as a child, that sort of same energy, you're basically being told that you're worthless. If you mistreat mistreat things that are worthless, right? So as a child, when I was mistreated as a child, that was subconsciously instilling in me the worthlessness, and this realization I had very recently. So being able to understand that has helped lift the confusion of why do I feel like this, right? So that's that. But coming to Jiu-Jitsu, what it does is it allows me to exercise my power and realize my power.
That you have power, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that I have power and what kind of power I actually have. And
not fake, not bravado, not bullshit.
Not fake.
It's real.
Yeah.
Competence, like Spencer was saying.
So, and what I realized as well recently is that, so as a child, I had felt powerless, right? But it was, I was made to feel powerless and not able to test out how powerful I actually was. And practicing Jiu-Jitsu allows me to go there with my power, realize my power, and that's empowering.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
move forward in life.
I think that's echoed in the way that Jiu-Jitsu is becoming really popular for victims of abuse, survivors of incidents, military vets. It's becoming huge with, and I think it's very similar sort of thing. I think it can really help you just get such a sense of your own ability. That isn't shrouded in in bullshit or a false sense of self. It's like you're forced to look at yourself incredibly clearly, exactly where you're actually at in relation to other people and yourself, and then you can build on it from there.
I want to say as well to the viewers that if anybody wants to, ask me about anything regarding that as well, I'm quite happy to talk about it. If about anything surrounding what I've just spoken about, because I did keep it vague because I don't want to I don't want to go too much into it.
I think it's a very common issue though.
Common issue? With
people feeling powerless, like they can't control their lives, like they can't stick up for themselves, things like that. And it's a really horrible feeling to have. And it can be just under the surface. Like, people can bullshit and they can say, oh yeah, I can do this and I can do that. But deep down they're only lying to themselves. And they feel that, you know what I mean? So things with like martial arts and Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, boxing, all that stuff, it gives you that level to actually test yourself. When you get to a point, it's like, actually, I am quite competent, and it can just completely turn your life around 100%.
The endorphins from doing it as well.
And the mood side of things, But I think it's so important.
Natural.
Yeah,
it's natural.
The community and the endorphins will come off. So it's
community is great, man.
Getting out there, being with people, being part of a group. That's your sense of belonging.
Exactly. And testing yourself like that, and seeing your competence grow. And like Spencer said, with the competence, the confidence comes as well, which will help you in every sphere of your life.
It's a real struggle, but nothing good comes out of struggle, is it? And nothing is given to you.
Exactly. That's how you grow.
But no, good things come from struggle.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And the community. I wanted to say more about that because like asking you guys to come to do this podcast, it was like, yeah, definitely, no hesitation. And the guys at the gym are like so supportive. They've commented about the podcast. And
the community is awesome. Jiu-Jitsu community really is awesome.
It's great, yeah.
For our roles later, my very first opponent in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I made contact with him, and I asked him if he wanted to come.
Did you win them? Did you win the match or lose?
It was a draw.
A draw.
Because
guy from ASW.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Robbie.
Robbie Williams, by the way.
Robbie Williams.
Yeah, not the famous one.
Yeah.
I think if there was points involved, then he would have won. But they don't do points.
Did you message him and say, right, I've been training non-stop.
I've been thinking about you every day.
Meet me here, this RGA, on Sunday the 7th of May, 7 o'clock. You're getting it.
Well, you're going to feel the smoke too, because you're going to roll in.
Oh, sweet, yeah, let's do it.
And then, so we're going to do a round robin.
Yeah, laughing. Yeah.
That's right, is it? We all roll each other and
sounds.
Just have a laugh.
Brilliant, yeah.
Try and choke each other.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll round it up and we'll do shout outs. So shout out to Steve and RGA Chester. Without any of you guys, this wouldn't be possible. But without Steve letting us use this gym, we wouldn't have been able to get this done. So that is massive, really big. So thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
Again, cheers, Steve. Sorry I haven't seen you in 2 months. My knees are made of cardboard. I'll be back soon. Shout out to Man to Man.
Yes. I'll do a turn.
Yeah, do a turn. Cheers, Carl.
Yeah. Do you want to just say a bit about Man to Man?
Yeah.
What it's about?
Yeah, well, Man to Man's a group we started off kind of to do with improving your life generally. After lockdown, there was quite a few people in my life that were struggling with their mental health. So I was looking out for places where people could go where it wasn't like a specific issue, but just a kind of general mental health problem that like men were having in general. So we opened up a group, and we've got an Instagram page which is man-to-man UK _ between each word, and it's really got the ball rolling. And like, we've got people from all walks of life coming in. We've got fighters, Spence's, like I said, is a member of it, and people at all different levels. And it's all about just self-improvement and growth. And at the moment, the reason I'm here is through Greg. I've been getting into Jiu-Jitsu and realised how much of a fundamental building block that is in a man's life to feel competent. Because like Spencer was saying, I speak to lots of people, and it's so eerie how similar the story is, where people are feeling powerless, men are feeling powerless, they don't like this, they don't like that, they don't feel like they can do anything to change it, they're afraid of stepping out of their comfort zones, things like that. And obviously it's quite a primal thing, but knowing you can handle yourself in certain situations, you just bring a certain level of confidence and competence, and it can really help people, like you said, with people who have suffered abuse or feeling hopelessness if you're abused as a kid. It can be paralysing, and it can send people down some dark paths, and it's sad to see because they've got so much potential. And something like this, just rolling, learning that they can take care of themselves, that you have got the power to positively affect your life. It's so important.
I like it because it's men supporting men, right?
Yeah.
So like I see like on the peripheries some of the things that you guys do, and everyone's very supportive.
Yeah.
And I think that's a quality.
Yeah.
Where you know, sometimes you need that support. I know
Exactly.
in my life, like I've needed lots of support through my entire life. So
100%.
It's a good thing.
And that's what we've got. We've got that kind of, I was speaking to Spencer before, we've got that support group for that initial, you know, people that are at rock bottom basically, you know what I mean, that are just really struggling just to get through the day because of depression and all these kind of anxiety feelings.
Yeah.
So we've got a group where it is just that support group. But now we're opening up a group where it's kind of like when people have found their feet and they're feeling a bit, well, yeah, actually I've got my fitness back, I'm getting a bit competent, where we can push each other to the next level, you know what I mean?
And gents, do not be afraid to reach out, you know, even if it's the last thing you want to do, just message, couple of words, and you guys will respond.
Even if you're scared, embarrassed, like you don't want to admit to anyone else that you're struggling. If you break down and tell us like, my life's a mess, I feel like I want to kill myself, every single man in that group is going to go, yeah, been there.
Exactly.
Yeah, been there.
It's so, because people come in there and they think, oh, this is strange, you know, this is my situation, thinking it's going to be some unique thing that we're all going to go, oh my God, but it's all just like, mate, I felt like that.
Or judge you or something like that.
No matter what it is, that's what it's all about. That support group is just come in, and no matter what your problem is, whether it's drug addiction, alcohol, porn addiction, anything, it's there
whether
for men to come.
People,
yeah,
you know.
Exactly. But it is just completely, you know, a group of guys who are there for each other and want to see. It's not just like a kind of come and just all talk about the problem. It's like, let's change it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Let's transform that and get the best out of life at the end of the day.
It's not a let's hold hands and cry.
No.
You know, it's a
functional.
What situation are you in? What steps can we take to improve it and improve how you feel about yourself and the world?
And some of the turnarounds we've seen are just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
really unbelievable.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So reach out.
All right,
sure
guys,
Greg
this isn't a man-to-man podcast. Come on,
I'm sure Greg will put a link in the description below.
I will.
Yeah, put the handle on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be awesome.
Right here.
And if you're thinking of getting in
fantastic.
touch with them as well, don't wait 10 years to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Not like this guy.
And don't wait 10 years to do jiu-jitsu, just do it.
Yeah, just
turn
get
up.
into it.
Just
Look how much
do
you
it.
loved it.
Yeah. One last one as well.
Go on, Rhys.
I think last time we were shouting out people from Trident who were fighting.
Yes.
So, as update, I was wrong. Billy wasn't fighting last month. Jerry Kirk and Wazzy won his fight, and Jack McLeod won his fight in 8 seconds. Just basically ding ding, head kick, ground and pound, smoked him. He's in Thailand now, but shout out to Jack McLeod, who is the only person who can say I last 8 seconds and people say it's a good thing.
I think Jack McLeod got Anthony into competitive tanning as well. So
oh, he did, yeah.
All the best with that, guys.
Yeah. And last one, as a sort of general broadcast, Tim Barnett. He's fighting in about 6 weeks' time in France. I think it's Hexagon, the promotion. So he's coming out of retirement after about 4 years on the sidelines. So Tim was, I think he was a BAMA champ, and he's fought in Bellator. He's MMA coach at Trident, and he's coming back. So he's fighting in the middle of June, I believe. Greg can confirm that. And he can put some subtitles on to correct me. But yeah. So Coach Tim is fighting next month.
Awesome. Yeah, nice one. I think when I'm a bit more organised with this thing, then it would be awesome just to promote everyone that's got matches coming up.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the thing, because people don't talk. People don't talk if they're not like following on social media and stuff. No. Where did you know Tim was fighting?
I did. I
saw it
today.
That's what I mean. Yeah. But people are like, oh yeah, so and so's fighting, or so and so's got like a match on this or a match on that. It's like it's good, it's blow yourself up, pick yourself up. We all want to know about it.
Everyone's humble about it, aren't they?
But we all want to know, like, if you're fighting or you're grappling or you're doing anything, like, we all want to know about it.
That's why it's good that we do it.
Non-combat sports related, if you've done something good, like, we want to know about it, because it's cool, man. Like, I want to fucking ask you about it.
Definitely.
If you've done something like impressive, like, let's chat about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So gents, I've got some more codes for you. So I don't know if you even took yours last time.
I don't think I did.
I did.
I had to shoot off, I think.
I've not used mine yet. Although I'm gonna grass Greg up here. Greg had a slight illness, so he gave us codes for a free climb at the climbing hut in Ellesmere Port. But he's not been too well, and obviously trying to wait till he's back on form, so I can go and utilise them. So I will be using them, mate. I fucking hate heights, but I'm just gonna do it in about 10 years. But no, mate, I've still got them, and I'll talk to you about that. But I'll get it sorted the next few weeks, mate.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I got a code for you.
Mint. Thank you.
And you did. Oh, you didn't get yours, so I've got
ungrateful, man.
And then codes.
I put money up.
Oh yeah.
I was obviously gonna go otherwise,
What is there like a time
in about 10 years?
December 2023. So, shout out to Climbing Hut for the gifts again.
Very kind of them.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You don't have to do that.
Appreciate it.
Give them a follow.
And shout out to John. Who was the big man behind the scenes last time, and big man behind the scenes this time. And shout out to Matt, big man behind the scenes this time, and has helped me with letting me use his camera, which is wicked. Shout out to Grace for lending me these lights.
Who's Grace?
Your Grace.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Oh. I asked her last night.
Wasn't your girlfriend?
No.
Oh, right.
I was going to say, you messaging his missus behind his back.
So, I messaged her last night and she sorted me out. So
yeah, mate, still sorted you out. Decent lights there.
Looks good.
Shout out to Duncan Scammell again for the artwork.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Robbie Williams for coming to roll.
And the amazing album over the years.
And his contribution to music.
Loving his music. What a lad.
My auntie will never forgive him though for ruining Take That.
I bet he loves that joke,
Yeah. I know, I get a bit stale after about 15 years, doesn't it?
Robbie Williams.
He's like, Robbie Williams, fuck off. That's why he started training.
Must be, you could strangle everyone and make that joke,
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, sound. Yeah, shout out to Robbie though. Not met the guy yet, but
Yeah, he should be here shortly.
sounds good.
Can anyone else think of any other?
Shout out to you, man, for putting this all on. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Really appreciate it, and
Thank
helping
you,
us
Greg.
spread man to man and jiu-jitsu and getting after it. Well done, Greg. Well done.
Shout out to Trident Martial Arts Gym.
Yeah.
I'm accidentally representing for the rest of my life now.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Got
Even,
tagged
I just
yourself
love the
hardcore.
sea and the water. I didn't even realise the affiliation until Greg told me.
Yeah, Steve, that's
we
why he's
sub-
not been at your gym for 2 months, mate.
I've been off the side. Yeah, I haven't even been injured. I've just been. I'm a Creonte. Yeah.
Yeah, his knee is bullshit, man. he was hopping and skipping down the mats before.
Oh, mate.
Okay, yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you guys. Shout out to you guys as well.
Cheers for having me on again,
Pleasure,
mate.
Yeah, it's
Always a laugh.
it's really a pleasure to make this happen,
Absolutely.
and I hope the viewers enjoy it.
Share far and wide if you think
Yeah.
anyone's interested.
Like, comment, subscribe, share.
That's it.
If you're interested in coming on as a guest, get in touch, please. If you're interested in coming in for a role, give us a shout. All right.
If you want the
Where do they
smoke,
message you?
message Greg.
If you want to fight Greg,
Yeah.
message any
That's
of us.
it. You
Yeah.
can take
It doesn't have to be grappling as well. If you want like a valet judo match.
Yeah. If you want
Just
a
jump
straightener
in.
in the car park,
Right.
we'll sort that out.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
on the
worry.
ground fight.
And we
I
have
won't- we won't
professional
even-
cameras as well.
We won't even tell him. We'll just tell you where he is.
Yeah.
You just go find him.
Comment section.
Either at the gym or the climbing hut, that's it, one of them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
You're not
just wait
having
outside and he'll be there.
We'll film it.
Get in touch on Instagram, UK_calisthenics_G. And yeah, hopefully we'll make lots more of these.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking do right, mate.
Yeah. A lot of
Sound
people.
that, Greg.
All right,
Amazing. Good stuff.
Sound like Greg.
cut.
Cut, buddy.
That's right, gents.
How long was that?
Just
Was
That
it?
was better than the first one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. When I made Serious way back in 2006, I can't forget Sam told me it was a hit. I had to have bare meetings with pricks. Labels, A&R's, radio playlist, man are just looking at me like a dick. They weren't rating me, but the guys that were rating now ain't shit. But I'm still about, in fact I'm more than about right now. Sold out tour, smashing it out, about 20 t-shirts, smashing them out. See me in a 6-cylinder, 3-litre, 2 turbos, ragsing it out. So don't tell me that grime shouldn't be the music that man's putting out. If you don't know about fucking up shows, bringing 100 supporters to the videos, spitting brand new bars, nobody knows though, everybody in the room up on their toes. Room smoked out, even though I don't smoke, forget my bars and freestyle, I don't choke. Been doing this for over 10 years, so shut your mouth, dickhead. Right, that's the... Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you warmly to the second G-Jitsu Jits Quips Rolls.
Introducing on my right, fighting out of Trident Martial Arts in Brombre, standing 6 foot tall, weighing in around 76 kilos. He enjoys walks in the park and romantic novels. Give it up for Greg! On my left, fighting out of Ultra Street Jiu-Jitsu Academy, standing 6 foot tall also, weighing in at 81 kilos. He enjoys judo and breaking up. Take that. Give it up for Robbie Williams. Got a 5-minute match, sub only. It's not being scored. If there's no submission, the match is a draw. You both ready? Yeah. Yeah, right, 5 minutes. Let's go. Good takedown there from Robbie. Anyone who's watching, this is actually a rematch. Greg's first ever competitive opponent was Robbie, and they fought to a draw. couple of months ago when AFW went to club. So somebody else has to go. Lovely show of respect. And there's that judo in action.
Yeah.
Submission,
Nice.
2 minutes. Winner by triangle, Robbie Williams. Shake it up. Shake afterwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing on my right, fighting out of Trident martial arts gym. He stands 5'4" tall, weighing in at 81 kg. He derives no enjoyment out of life. Rhys. And fighting on my left, out of Oswestry Jiu-Jitsu Academy. He stands 6 foot tall, weighing in at 80 kg. He enjoys mounted triangles. Robbie! Fuck that up. Should I do it one more time or is that alright? We'll just leave it at that.
Leave it at that, mate. Peter all nice otherwise, mate.
Okay, here we have Rhys and Robbie, their first match together. Okay. Rhys pulls guard, fly guard. Robbie staying on his feet. Rhys goes for that Kimura grip. Splitting it, going for the power Kimura. This looks tight, this looks tight. Don't injure yourself, boys.
It's all good.
Robbie is, Rhys is going for this power Kimura.
Fucking hell, mate, I can't get this arm.
Robbie is defending it. Robbie back on top. Tap top.
You good, mate?
Yeah. Nice round, nice round. Win for Rhys, win for Rhys.
Cheers, man.
Once he had that arm knocked up, he was
Is that
not
still
letting
rolling?
go.
Shout out to Steve. Steve Charmley, coach
Right,
at
mate.
Trident.
Yeah,
That little
Robbie.
Kimura sweep.
Yeah, I hate fucking defending that because he just puts.
Mate.
Good round that, good round that. I'm
Belt in our gym, but he's 28 and he got into Peso. No, sorry.
Okay, the winner by Kimura. Nice one, lads.
It was in.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now for the final match, a round robin finale. Fighting on my right, out of Trident Martial Arts Gym, we have Rhys. And fighting on me, Gregory Maury, also out of Trident Mixed Martial Arts.
No.
I'm fighting here. I'm going to take it all. Now go. Hot straight to the back. Don't let him get them hooks in, Greg. Nice.
Oh! Yeah, you had that, didn't you?
That was
Good
good.
talk.
I can't believe I got to the back so quick. I didn't think it, man.
I don't know what. So winner by guillotine, Rhys.
Nice one, dude.
My time was less than a minute.